Absolutely. Pancham, to you, as AI takes over routine tasks, right? How are you redefining roles in your GCC to maximize human strengths?
Um, I think somebody mentioned in the opening remarks as well that AI is taking off the cognitive load.
Yes.
It's taking off the cognitive. I represent consulting and banking, so it's not only taking the cognitive load of the employee, it's also taking the cognitive load of the customer as well.
Customer as well. That's right.
So I think there is a fear that AI is going to take jobs, which I think is misplaced. It's not going to take jobs. It's rather going to augment the human capability of doing their jobs better. We hire talent and we make them do jobs which don't require humans to be in the loop.
True.
This is pure data entry work or scraping web data. If you can have AI come into this and a human authenticate it or verify it, it's augmenting, your job. And I think the previous panelist also mentioned it improves your life because you're getting work done at a faster pace and you're doing quality work. So you have satisfaction at both ends. So I think this is the change we are seeing.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Naveen, what next gen skills should GCCs prioritize to future proof their talent ecosystems? Because that I think is an important aspect, right? So, what do you think?
Yeah, so I'll give a context from the background that I come from, right? I'm from the semiconductor
Yes.
design. So all this AI that we are talking about, it's powered by the foundational chips that we make.
True.
And that powers the AI, right?
Very true.
So in that, what at least I look back 3 decades back when we started, we were very focused on a domain, saying you come from a hardware versus software, electrical versus computers, and then go, you are doing the circuit design, verification, and many other things. So very task driven, very domain driven and all of that. What's happening right now, and when we use this term, started calling it polymath engineering,
Okay.
right? Where you have multidisciplinary skills, right? If the AI that you're talking about, and most often than not, most of you relate AI to GPU in a chips world, there are many more things than GPU, but if we take an example of GPU,
No, very interesting. I think we'll come more into it. Let me change the gears a little bit because I know when I'm speaking to folks in the audience, they were biggest thing that they were talking about was culture, right? And I think it's very interesting, especially at the crossroads of AI and humans, right? So, what is the impact, right? As AI reshapes the work, it's culture that shapes the experience, right? And the human impact will depend on the values we choose. So, Divesh, for you, AI is changing the way we work. How do we preserve or evolve the culture of high performing GCCs in the next 18 to 24 months? What are your thoughts?
So, actually, first of all, and for the audience, I come from life sciences, clinical research. So, I
Sure.
think the composition of this panel is amazing. We have someone who gets us high.
Yeah, exactly.
We have someone from fintech, and we have semiconductors here. But coming back to your question, I think the key is not to preserve in the amber, but to evolve intentionally. When we talk about the culture. Now, coming from my own experience over the last few years or so, the culture piece has been pretty much set for us on three pillars. First one is collaboration. It is important that as we get into this world of adoption of AI, and especially in life sciences, which has always been pegged as a laggard from
That's
a technology adoption perspective, right? We always say we have scientists, we don't have as many data scientists or technology scientists.
But let me jump. I mean, you're talking about Leadership Federation doing this, and leadership is a very, very important aspect. All of you have been leading these organizations, right? So, in an AI augmented world, it is all about, it's not about controlling the tech, right? It's about empowering the humans who use it. So, Amar, question to you is how do you think leadership styles must evolve to manage teams that include both human and AI agents?
Um, in my view, I think we have to shift from a culture point of view from commanding and controlling teams to a more facilitators or orchestrators, right?
Very well
The reason I say that is right. The fact is AI and humans are going to work together, right? It's a world where both of this have to join hands together. We have to make our teams more tech friendly, right? Means our headquarters are now asking from a GCC point of view forget the old ways of working of transaction processing, what more you can do, etc., and all of that, and how faster NSA is. It's now being shifted to what more you can bring to headquarters, right? What are the new shifts? What are new processes you can do, right? I'll give you a very classic example. For Diageo, we do the entire global change management for any projects from GCC itself, right?
Oh, wow.
Which is for global, right? Which is a massive shift from a GCC who's more famous for transaction processing to a change management and a change champion organization, right? So that's what I would probably say with the help of tech, humans can evolve more. And I keep telling this to my teams and whoever I meet, right? Means humans are not created to do a two-way, three-way match. Humans are not created to do a cash app. Humans are not created to do all the routine transaction work. Let that AI do it, right? Let tech help you on that, right? What is human created for? It's more innovation. Bring in more innovations. Bring in more capacity, right? So I think that's where I think the leadership style has been changing, and I've seen a lot of GCCs now adopting more of AI and asking headquarters what more we can help you with.
Mr. Jayesh Ranjan is widely respected for his collaborative engagement with industry and his strategic vision for shaping India's digital and industrial landscape. With this, Mr. Jayesh Ranjan, we request you to please grace us with your presence up on the stage, and joining him, we have Mr. Sunny Shah, founder and CEO of the Leadership Federation, and Mr. Ashwin Rao, co-founder and executive vice president of Ascendion, joining us upon the stage to offer their token of gratitude on behalf of all of us. Everyone, let's keep the claps flowing. We have Sri Jayesh Ranjan Garu, who has graced us with his presence. Warmest welcome to you, sir. Sir, your journey is inspirational to us. Would you like to share a few words to all of us?
My name is Jayesh Ranjan. I know that many of you, most of you actually, are not from Hyderabad, which is very exciting. This is the kind of audience I wanted as well, because I keep meeting the folks from Hyderabad quite regularly. I was also told that many of you are actually from Bangalore, which I feel very sorry about it. I mean, we all make mistakes, but I'm sure when you are here today, you would have realized that your stress levels are lower. You are in a city where there are no commute challenges, quality of infrastructure is superb. We are having beautiful weather, spell of beautiful weather. There were rains till a few days ago, but everything is very nice. And you would have seen how the tech corridor, this enclave which is called Cyberabad, looks like. It is green, it has beautiful buildings, but it also has lots of great things. So, since most of you, literally all of you are part of the leadership team of one GCC or the other, let me also throw some numbers at you. You will be, if you don't know of it already, you'll be very amazed to know that over the last 3 years, year after year after year, the city which has attracted the largest number of GCCs is Hyderabad. And the city which has seen the largest ramp up of existing GCCs. Let us say your headcount was X, have you made it 2x or 3x or 5x or 10x? The city which has seen the largest ramp up in existing GCCs, again over the last 3 to 4 years, is again Hyderabad. And I will not be exaggerating if I tell this to you, because for the last 10 plus years, I've been involved in this work, and I will not be exaggerating if I tell this to you, that not a single week passes that we don't get into a GCC engagement, a serious GCC engagement. We are talking to their decision-making leadership, or they have come over for a due diligence visit, they are meeting us, or we are making an announcement, or we are inaugurating their offices. Not a week passes that something or the other. On some days there are 2 such engagements, on some days there are 3 such engagements. So Hyderabad has completely kind of captured the imagination of people who are here. Sadly, you are not one of them. You are in some other city. But as I said, there's always a possibility to think of your second center, third center, next center. And I'll explain to you what has made Hyderabad so attractive. I won't take very long, maybe a quick 5 minute kind of thing. So one, of course, I already explained. The value proposition and infrastructure is very, very strong. Let us say this is your office here in Hyderabad, and if you have a comparable office, think Bangalore. See, I'll be giving this Bangalore references quite a lot because I have seen for many companies. At the end of the day, it becomes a Hyderabad versus Bangalore choice, and sometimes, of course, they win, but most of the times we get that. So, let us say this is your office here in Hyderabad, and if you have a comparable office in Bangalore, you will find that the rental in Hyderabad is half that of Bangalore, and you get twice the infrastructure. So even when you pay more in Bangalore, there's nothing great that you get there. And for all these years, there was a myth that something great is happening there, but that myth has been completely shattered. And as a government, we are always very responsive to look at what next to do. So we know that if things are not taken control of, the traffic situation, the congestion, the cost of living, all these things will also mount here, like any other urban phenomenon. So we are always planning, not just planning for the next 2 years or 5 years or 10 years, but very, very long-term planning. What should we offer which will take care for possibly the next 50 years or so? And I'm very happy to share with you. We are in this enclave which is called Cyberabad. Just after this, we have newer IT parks coming up. In fact, there's a new development which is happening, which is called Neopolis. And I will not be surprised if it is pegged at the same level as, let us say, PKC in Bombay. It is going to be developed in that way. So it will rival PKC and so on. So we are always kind of on the alert to improve infrastructure. We take lots of feedback from the industry on what are their pain points, and we ensure that all these things are addressed promptly. The other very important advantage that Hyderabad offers is, of course, talent, and that is a no-brainer. All of you have decided to bring your GCC businesses to India largely for the kind of talent that you get here. And I would like to share a few information points about the talent that is available in Hyderabad. So, see, this is something which people comment about India, the education system, that students are not taught relevant stuff. Some of the colleges are still teaching 19th century kind of syllabus.
Context, right? I think it's been a 40-year-old movement in the making. I know now in the last maybe 2-3 years, everyone's suddenly woken up to GCCs and suddenly they're becoming the poster children of the tech ecosystem in India. But I think in the context of AI now being the next orbit of growth for a lot of GCCs and for a lot of global enterprises, the one question that boardrooms continue to ask us, CTOs, CIOs across the board, is how do I articulate value? Right? So I think they know the talent is here. They know that governance, tech, domain expertise, all of that exists. But is a lot of AI smoke and mirrors for the most part, or is it truly delivering value to the global organization? And how do you measure it and how do you sustain it? I think the value ROI playbook that you're talking about is the because I think a lot of them are talking about it, but I think if it comes down to the dollar impact, to the productivity gains impact, not a lot of numbers and proof points exist, or that then the funnel sort of narrows down, right? So I think that becomes extremely critical. Absolutely.
We know that Hyderabad has become one of the most sought after GCC destination. But coincidentally, today in the audience there are a large number of people who currently don't have a presence in Hyderabad. They are located elsewhere. So I took this opportunity to tell them on what Hyderabad offers in terms of talent, infrastructure, government support, lots of supporting institutions, and the livability of the city. And I do hope that people who are currently not in Hyderabad can compare and contrast what Hyderabad offers with what they get in their cities, and hopefully some of them will be motivated to think of a second center or a third center, and if that happens, we will in the government feel the happiest. The momentum that Hyderabad is enjoying today will remain strong, and we look forward to becoming and remaining the leaders in attracting more and more Indian GCs, I mean GCCs which are coming to India through our city of Hyderabad. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.